Happy Halloween time, everybody. I'm Joshtheeditor, and I'm here to react to Nostalgia Critic. I'm back reacting to Nostalgia Critic. This one is for Trick or Treat, a movie that I really like. Now, this is, I'm not sure how Nostalgia Critic feels about it, but I mean, I like it. I'm pretty sure he's going to have critiques, but I mean, he's going to make jokes, and that's what I'm looking forward to. But I mean, I don't really know if there's much bad things you can say about this movie. There's a couple weird things about it. Like, one of the biggest weird things that stands out to me is at the beginning that woman wants to take down all the Halloween decorations. And it's like, lady, this is hours of work. It's already like, it's nighttime. You came back from like a Halloween party or something. It must be like 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Do it in the morning. But no, this lady is so hard on for taking down these decorations because she's like, fuck Halloween. Actually, no, she says that at one point. She says, I hate Halloween. You're like, this lady sucks. The movie starts and it goes. Kills that lady, and then it all circles back to him like, I'm gonna go kill that lady, and then that's when the movie goes. That's the beginning of the movie. But Sam's great. I feel like horror is really becoming like a really popular trend because there's so much merchandise for it, so many t-shirts. It really makes me think that more they should really make more like movies like that. I really want another Friday the 13th movie, but I'll talk about that later. All right, Nostalgia Critic. It's been a while since I've watched a Nostalgia Critic, so put down in the comments which Nostalgia Critics I should do next. One of them on deck is definitely Wicker Man, because there is a person who keeps commenting that I should react to the Wicker Man one. That one, the only thing I know about that movie is that I'll bring it up in the next video when I actually react to it. It's the one with Nicolas Cage, and he's screaming about the bees. Like, no, not the bees. I don't know what leads up to that, but. Does that kill him? Does that kill Nicolas Cage? Oh, whatever. I'm getting off topic. This one thing I will say about the Trick or Treat movie, I'm glad I'm reacting to it right now because, you know, spooky season. And this movie, Trick or Treat, is just so engrossed in Halloween. Halloween everywhere. Love Halloween. Let's see. How long is this? How long is his video? 21 minutes? Okay, so it's a little on the shorter side, but you know what? That could be good too. I'm really happy to be watching Nostalgia Critic. I love his content. Without further ado, I say, let's get started. And here we go. Ooh. Hey, Halloween 3. Oh, gross. And there's Tim Curry. Love it. Love the blazer. Love everything about it.
Guy, remember? So you don't have to. You know, for a long time, Halloween movies didn't have a lot to do with Halloween. Think about all the movies about classic monsters and slasher killers. Very few of them actually put that much focus on the holiday. Once in a while you got one, but they were pretty few and far between.
This is a good point.
Even movies named after the holiday didn't have a ton of the holiday in it. You actually had to go the third one to get a lot of that classic Halloween atmosphere. However, that seems to be changing recently. A lot more Halloween movies are incorporating Halloween into them.
Whew, Terrifier.
Trick-or-treaters, decorations, ghoulish pranks, stuff that celebrates the holiday rather than just take place on it, if they even do that. And in my opinion, I think Trick or Treat was the start of that.
Love it. Love the point he's making.
Trick or Treat is an anthology film that does with Halloween what a drag queen does with glitter. Absolutely gets covered in it. After being passed from festival to festival to try and find an audience, it was actually first screened in December, if you can believe it.
Really?
That's where the director got the idea for his next flick. It finally won when it came to DVD. With a sequel in development and even Halloween costumes being made,
wait, sequel?
Trick or Treat has become a staple of the season for many. The funny thing is, like I mentioned, director Michael Dougherty, I don't know, I just see my name in there, also made the movie Krampus, another seasonal horror film with a dark take on its holiday. And like Krampus, it's a unique experience in that I notice people watch the movie and usually find it alright at best, but something stays with them afterwards. The memory of the movie might actually be stronger than the movie itself. That is to say, its visuals, ideas, and overall atmosphere might be what makes it so unique. You know those films you watch that you really like, but then you struggle to remember years later? This guy's films seem to be the opposite. People usually find them okay at first, but something about them stays with people years later. I'm actually finding these movies more and more interesting. Like, I recall lady werewolves, a goblin trick-or-treater, bullies begging for their comeuppance, but I don't really remember any characters' names or even how half the stories end.
Oh yeah,
So why do
I think
some
that's part
passable films
the
like this
par
stay
with the
me,
anthologies.
and some films I know are smarter and I enjoyed more sometimes fade away. Well, we're gonna dive in and find out.
Here's our boy. Here's our golden
Put on your
boy.
Sam costume, or half a Sam costume, or dress up your dog. This needs to stop. We need to stop. This is Trick or Treat.
Let's go.
We open with a film strip about the proper way for kids to act around Halloween.
There are a few guidelines all ghosts and goblins should follow. Always stay on sidewalks.
Don't wear a bunny mask with a Superman costume. What's the matter with you? We cut
What
to
the
the
heck?
present.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
16 years ago, as a couple named Emma and Henry return home from a party and dare to blow out their jack-o'-lantern.
You're supposed to keep it lit.
Why?
Ancient tradition?
It's Halloween, not Hanukkah.
But Spirited Away knockoffs will get you.
What?
Upstairs.
Babe, let's just take all this crap down. It looks like a crime scene.
Well, maybe if you didn't decorate your lawn like any 5 minutes of Black Klansman. Just as they're literally about to do it like they do on the Discovery Channel, somebody watches from
Oh
afar.
yeah.
Took you guys so long.
Fake out, fake out, fake out.
Before the cops were called on me. You know, typical couch boy stuff.
Happy Halloween.
I really like they edit this like the killer's gonna be behind the sheets, but it turns out is in the box. 9 out of 10 times the killer shows up right after the fake out, so I'm glad he shows up after 2 fake outs. Not like this! Not in a Leprechaun movie!
Here is a sucker for the little sucker.
And the moral of the story is, don't get killed. I like that the film taking from everything Halloween also includes Halloween movies. Like, this intro has a very creep show vibe, with the comics being mixed with very psycho-sounding music, right after a clear homage to the first Halloween movie. Not to mention an homage to the scariest trope of all, a sometime earlier credit. I guess it could be worse. You could cut back to Emma with a voiceover saying, "You're
Probably wondering how I ended up
got
here.
Warren Valley, Ohio, where the holiday and all of its strange traditions are taken very seriously.
In Ohio? I somehow doubt that. Now there's a Cedar Point / Sauerkraut Balls festival. That I could believe. We're introduced to a group of college girls dressing up like fairy tale characters and talking as horny as possible.
Tits keep popping out.
That's the idea.
Perfectly good guys in the city.
Fresh meat.
And Maria Saylor
Was a girl. She had a nice ass.
Hey, will you keep it down? The writer of the scene is listening. One of them, named Lori, played by Anna Paquin, is embarrassed by her costume.
Open the door or we'll huff and we'll puff. Come on, seriously, open up.
I didn't even get to the blow part. That'd be 10 references for my horny girl cliches punch card.
Just in town.
The huff and the puff is a reference to the fact that they're wolves.
They invite the cashier to meet them at the party, while the bad Santa kid acts like a little shit, like he does in most of his movies.
That can't be good for your diabetes, Charlie. Sit down, Charlie.
Sit down, Charlie. Your life is through.
Tonight is about respecting the dead, because this is the one night that the dead roam free.
That's right. My role as the lizard might come back from the dead tonight. So
That's
let's
the
pretend
guy
Spider-Man
from
3
the
never happened.
Spider-Man movies!
Good boy.
All these traditions, they were started
Oh
to
my
protect
God.
us, but nowadays, no one really cares.
Let me go more into the history of Halloween. Oh, right, like I said, the audience wouldn't care. On to the gory stuff.
Always check your candy.
You know, I'll just say it. Between doing this and half a performance in a wedgie, this kid must have had a hard time in school. Imagine every year at Halloween and Christmas, somebody brings these movies up. I know you're like 30, but I'm giving you an Amazon gift card for free therapy. We will stop those Fortune Feimster jokes. Not that she made jokes about you, just that you look like her. Though maybe she did, I don't know. You ever see my movie Happiness?
We know you're in there. We can see you.
Some other kids come trick-or-treating, and I love this look on both the kid and Dylan Baker's face when he puts together where the blood might have come from.
Happy Halloween.
It'll be a happier Halloween if you slip me a 20.
You're a round, slow-moving boy, aren't you?
Happy Halloween.
Don't you love it when you kill a kid around other kids while you also have kids? In a way, I guess that makes me sympathize with why he kills kids, but how do you think he was gonna get away with this?
Go watch Charlie Brown
And I'll be in a minute.
Charlie Brown's an asshole.
I kind of love a movie that treats Charlie Brown the same way the comic strip world would.
You're an asshole, Chuck.
Daddy, I want to go to the parade. Daddy, I wish Mommy was still alive.
I told him she might be. I just haven't dug her up to check for sure yet.
Let's carve a scary face this time.
He takes his son downstairs to carve a pumpkin and... Oh, yeah, this is YouTube. The head of the kid you saw earlier is fine. He wasn't taken downstairs or carved into at all, and no swear words, especially the F word, were said a couple times.
No.
Back to back. Oh, by the way, you can totally watch this movie on YouTube. Nothing makes sense.
What?
The trick-or-treaters from before go to the next house trying to find a jack-o'-lantern for their
Makes no
scavenger
sense.
hunt.
Great costume.
Isn't it just her?
No, I don't like it.
I'm gay now.
I'm straight now.
Watch out for monsters.
Ooh, that's 2 holiday horror films she's been in now. They find a house covered in jack-o'-lanterns who were made by a kid named Rhonda.
Did you carve all these yourself?
Made my costume too.
I'm Schrader.
Rhonda.
Ah, a cute scene! Kill it with fire! Wow,
Oh, wow.
they actually killed that scene with fire.
That guy looks like the guy from freaking Incredibles that Violet has a crush
Out
on.
in an alleyway, but one of them bites off more than he should chew. Dude, I've been so drunk my girlfriend had to close my eyes too. Have fun leaving her here like a totally normal person would. Hey, there is some Halloween education in this.
Predating Christianity, the Celtic holiday was celebrated on the one night between autumn and winter.
Again, remember your audience.
I like your eye patch.
Shit, I must be getting old. I legit want to hear more about Halloween. The trick-or-treaters make their way to a giant cliff where a bus was said to drive off carrying a bunch of kids.
And there's no rails
Jesus, will you shut up and
or
let me tell the
fence
damn
or
story?
garters
Wanna see
to
another
off the giant
impression
cliff.
of YouTube?
You said a bad word.
Copyright claim. I mean age restricted. I mean something that can easily be abused.
Heck yeah.
She tells the story about how a bus carrying disabled kids was thrown off a cliff because their parents were sick of raising them. Man, between this and the ring, I guess the best way to handle any kid with differences is gravity.
Home. I'm gonna go home.
One kid gets loose though and stops their evil plan of driving them off a cliff by
Driving them off a cliff.
cliff.
The goofy
Boy,
noise,
did it
love
really
it.
make sense having that busload of kids drown?
Maybe.
Cut them in of
Decide to
steel.
leave the jack-o'-lanterns, each representing one of the 8 victims.
Is that one of yours?
Yes,
It's very pretty.
thank you.
Okay, I know these two have only had like 3 lines, but I kind of ship the hell out of them. I totally want a movie where they grow up into Welcome to the Dollhouse meets the Addams Family.
Oh.
Hello? Who's your favorite big sister?
While that's going on, Lori splits from her group yet isn't having any luck finding some boys to mingle with.
Not now, Andrew.
Josh.
Whatever.
Okay, am I the only one at first who thought that was a sitcom audience going, ooh? Corey Matthews really did turn into a werewolf in the worst episode of Boy Meets World. Back with the trick-or-treaters, it looks like something might be knocking the kids off. The cover to the Magic School Bus's most controversial. It looks like the kids are rising from the dead, but it turns out it's just one hell of an amazing choreographed prank on Rhonda.
Here, let me see.
As the leader of this kid gang, I don't know. What the hell am I doing?
I know, right?
But of course, they're attacked by real spooks as the drowned kids rise and try to eat them up.
Rhonda, open the gate.
I don't know what's wrong with y'all. I'm friends with a disabled kid. Oh, maybe not.
Where's she going?
I've seen couples work through worse. They could have made it happen. Back with Lori, she makes her way to the party, slowly becoming aware she's
I don't feel
being
bad for those
followed by
kids.
the killer from earlier.
What big eyes you have.
Oh, really? Most creeps say what big boobs I have. Say, I know you're trying to kill me, but what are you doing later?
As you may have put together, though, the tables are quite turned, as Lori is a werewolf and was luring a boy for them all to feed on.
I'm nervous.
I mean, the Red Riding costume was so on the nose.
I will admit, though, I didn't put together the killer was Dylan Baker's character.
What are you doing?
What big eyes you have.
Joke's on you, I literally prayed this is how I would go. I have so many specific internet friends to tell about this.
No.
I give major credit they actually built these werewolves as opposed to whatever the hell we've gotten for years.
Oh, yeah.
And we cut to earlier where we see an angry neighbor, played by Brian Cox, loves scaring kids
Love
off
Brian
and
Cox.
stealing their candy.
Oh, Scooby-Doo!
I have to admit, I give this film a higher rating, not just for having a Scooby-Doo cartoon on TV, but for having it be their best Scooby-Doo cartoon. That's attention to detail there. Something tries to get in his house, though, and he thinks he's ready for whatever it is.
You're not. Now that's creepy.
Why, that was very thoughtful. Very thoughtful!
You decorated my house! You Boston!
The tricks don't stop there, though, as the film's mascot named Sam, which I know is short for something else, but I'm sorry, it's really weird just calling this monster Sam, continues to make his night a living hell.
I love it's such a little kid.
Killer trick-or-treater. I mean, I don't know. I feel like that must have been done in a horror film before, but this one seems to really go all the way with the idea.
It does.
He doesn't just kill people in costume, he kills them in a way that ties into the playful yet demented ways of Halloween. Like I've said before, I really like when we get a new slasher killer that stands the test of time. This character is unique enough in both design and idea to leave a long impact. Oh, that's horrifyingly delicious! I'm sorry Succession ended the way it did! I didn't know it was only gonna be okay! I didn't know it was only going to be okay! At first I didn't like the idea of seeing this thing without its mask on, but by God, if a haunted trick-or-treater who has the ultimate love of Halloween has to have a face, that is the face. Having him bleed pumpkin seeds is also a great touch. Though it does make me watch the pumpkin and smile a different way, though.
Oh, no.
Sam just takes his candy bar back because, I don't know, he didn't blow out a jack-o'-lantern like a true maniac, I guess. And it's revealed he was the bus driver who killed those kids years ago.
Yep.
But again, he didn't blow out a jack-o'-lantern, so he's totally worth another shot.
Trick or treat.
He ends up giving kids candy now instead of scaring them off.
He learned his lesson.
Surprise, the kids he drove off the cliff return.
Trick or treat.
Yeah, okay, play it.
What a twist!
And that was Trick or Treat, and I have to admit, it is a little better than I remembered it. Okay, I can't say it's great writing or super complex characters. Honestly, I do wish a lot of the stories had stronger twists or more interactions outside these characters just crossing paths every once in a while. Though I guess a few of those do have a good payoff. But the visuals, the atmosphere, the practical effects,
the atmosphere is a great way to put it.
Do make it very memorable. It's so refreshing to see a film not covered in CGI and see actual puppets and costumes made from scratch. The actors don't really have a ton to work off of in terms of the written page, but because they did pick good performers, it allows them to bring a lot of their own unique charm to the roles.
Love it.
Being
Love
an
everything about it.
The movie also works to its advantage because you can jump from one Halloween scenario to another, allowing this movie to fill up on ghoulish tropes the same way your trick-or-treat bag fills up with candy. It's also cool that this movie was just kind of quietly discovered. I guess it never got a wide, big screen release, which really is a shame. But when they released on DVD, word did spread, and everyone sort of said, hey, have you seen this movie? It's got some cool scenes in it. It's just dripping with Halloween. Kind of like how a lot of classic Halloween horror films of the past have been discovered. While I can't call it great cinema, I can call it a memorable celebration of the many things most of us enjoy about this kick-ass holiday. I'm a nostalgia critic guy, remember? So you don't have to.
Charlie Brown's an asshole.
The only thing he says, the movie ends with like the ghosts, the zombie children attacking the bus driver. But I think that is how it ends. But I really wish he had brought up the part where Sam leaves, and then I think he makes eye contact with Sam as Sam's leaving, and you think he's about to go fuck up Sam, or Sam's gonna go fuck him up. But then Sam turns his head and sees the girl in the robot costume that he kills at the beginning of the movie. They get home, and he decides, like, I'm gonna take this path. So the movie really just goes full circle, and I love that. Yeah, he said this movie came out in 2007. It's really that old. I dropped my phone. Trick or Street. 2007. I'll be damned. Yeah, I would have been 11. So yeah, I don't think I would have been paying attention to horror movies as much because I was a little scaredy kid. But yeah, it is becoming like this movie that people just like discover. That's really cool. All right, but it makes it more like I always say when part of the cool thing about growing up when it one of the cool things about growing up was like discovering new things. Like even if it was something simple like finding a new show or a new video game that you really like that was cool. And as adults, we kind of stop. We very much settle into our own little rhythms and stop kind of venturing out. Like the furthest we go in terms of discovery is like, look at this new YouTube channel. Oh my god! But like, yeah. Now as we're an adults, like you find a new, you think you want to watch this new show. What do? You Google about it. You Google it. But then when I was a little boy, I couldn't do that. So I just watched it, and those are the best memories. So like I'm glad that so many people seem to have that memory, that feeling when it comes to Trick or Treat, because it's like that movie that you discover. And Doug brought up a really good point at the beginning. Not a lot of Halloween movies involve the holiday. Even a movie that named after the holiday, Halloween, with Michael Myers, plot has very little to do with this season of the day of Halloween, despite the fact that it always takes place on Halloween. Like that's when he does all his killing. Like, but the atmosphere is such a great way to put it. Well, I really like the video. I really like the movie. I really want to find like a good nostalgia critic where he does like a bunch of funny skits and skits that are like a metaphor for the movie. Like he did it with the X-Men one. I love that. All right. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Patreon is a thing that exists. And just a shout out question for you to leave in the comments. What are some of your favorite Halloween movies? Let me know. Have a good one. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.